I wanted to discuss an appropriations limit disclaimer that sometimes appears in California bills. Every once in a while, you might come across a section towards the end of the bill in a plus section that provides a disclaimer related to Article 13B. You might see something along the lines of the following. This act provides for appropriations relating to the state of emergency declared by the governor on March 4th, 2020, related to the COVID-19 pandemic, pursuant to paragraph 2 of subdivision C of section 3 of Article 13B of the California Constitution, are not subject to the annual appropriations limit set by section 1 of Article 13B of the California Constitution when passed by a two-thirds vote of the legislature. Now, why is this disclaimer language required to appear in a bill? The basis for this bill language is from Article 13B of the state constitution, which deals with the government spending limitation. It's often referred to as the state appropriations limit, or SAL, and more commonly known as the GAN limit. It limits the amount of government spending for both state and local governments with an annual increase based upon changes in population and cost of living changes. So section 1 of Article 13B says, the total annual appropriations subject to limitation of the state and of each local government shall not exceed the appropriations limit of the entity of government for the prior year, adjusted for the change in the cost of living and the change in population, except as otherwise provided in this article. Now, in addition, there is additional provisions for specifying how the annual appropriations limit is adjusted. Section 3 provides that the appropriations limit for any fiscal year shall be adjusted based upon following provisions. And basically, Section 1 of Article 13B provides that the spending limit on state and local governments, and then in Section 3C2, it allows the legislature by a two-thirds vote to appropriate, that is to spend money, for a gubernatorial declared emergency, and those funds are not subject to the spending limitation. What that language says is, in the event an emergency is declared by the governor, appropriations approved by a two-thirds vote of the legislative body of an affected entity of government to an emergency account for expenditures relating to that emergency shall not constitute appropriations subject to the limitation. So as a result, the language that's sometimes found at the end of a bill specifies that a particular appropriation is not subject to the GAN limit in Article 13B, Section 1.